To install MySQL from source code on Linux, you first need to understand what it is, so you can download the correct thing from MySQL. Installing from source code means you will get the source code and compile it yourself for your installation onto the machine you're installing it onto. This is a great option if you want to have specific compile options. Step 1. Go to mysql.com and navigate to the download source page and download MySQL. Make sure to download the one with Boost. Next, transfer your download to the server you are installing onto. We will do this using sftp protocol to securely transfer files to our computer. You should already be familiar with this process, but I'll recap the connection settings just in case. The setup on my screen shows the correct hostname and port to use. Connect, then transfer your file to your home directory. Next, SSH into the server and make sure you are at your home directory. Type cd /tilde to go to home. Then ls to make sure your MySQL download is there. Untar your download, then ls to verify it has created the source code directory. In my example, I ls on MySQL star because I have a lot of MySQL stuff in my directory, and this helps to isolate just what we want to see. Next, change directory into the untarred source code directory. This should be, in my example, MySQL-5.7.14. However, that version may be different by the time you watch this video and do it yourself. Maybe 5.7.20, or it might even be a 5.8 or a 5.9 or some other version. So make sure you adjust that for the source code that you downloaded and extracted. Now create the directory that you're going to install MySQL into. Makedir /MySQL creates the directory called MySQL in your home directory, regardless of where you are. The tilde indicates that regardless where you are, go to the home directory. Kind of a convenient thing if you're not sure where you're at the time. Now we need to run the configure process with the options we want. In our case, we want to compile in the installation prefix directory. This is because it is in a non-standard location. First, I'll copy the absolute path to my home directory. Then I'll type the MySQL directory onto the end. This just saves me time. So run pwd and get the path, and then copy it and paste it in. Then we'll type our configure options around it. Also note at the end, I'm including the boost location directory option as well. Now we run make and make install. I do this in one step by separating the commands with a semicolon. The make and make install should take around 2 hours, so go get a bite to eat. When done, it's time to change directory to where you installed it. That's the home MySQL directory, or /MySQL. Once there, we need to create the directory that MySQL will use for import and export operations. Run makedir ~mysql/mysql_files. Next, set the permissions on this directory to chmod 750 ~mysql/mysql_files. I ran ls-lh to show the directory permissions. If you have Linux experience, you will recognize the permissions. If not, and you're interested, Google Linux file privileges, and that should show you a whole bunch of information. Next, we need to set the file and directory permissions for the installation. These are the Linux file system permissions. Run chown -R, your username, ~/MySQL. Make sure to substitute your username. Then change the group permissions with chgrp -R student ~/MySQL. Don't change student in this command, as that is the name of the group you're changing to. I won't run the chgrp in the example because I'm not a member of that group and it won't work for me. But I am typing it out on the screen so you can see the command. Now we need to initialize the database. To do this, make sure you are in the installation directory, ~/MySQL. Then run bin/mysqld --initialize --user equals, and then put your username. Make sure that you're using your username. That's very important in this step. And run it. Make note of the temporary password it created for the root MySQL user. I'll copy mine to the clipboard for now and use it later. Next, we create the my.cnf configuration file and save it in ~/MySQL. In my example here, I will use the VI text editor to create it, but any plain text editor will work. Rich text will not, because it will add a bunch of formatting junk that isn't MySQL commands. Now we will enter the contents of the my.cnf file. When entering the port number, make sure to use the port number that you are assigned in this week's material. If you don't know where to find it, please contact me. Now we are ready to start the server. From your home MySQL directory, type bin/mysqld_safe -- user equals Shane T, and then put an ampersand symbol at the end. That's going to force it to run in the background so that you get your command prompt back. Do make sure to replace your username where my Shane T username is at. After it finishes, it'll leave you with what looks like it's kind of hanging. Just press enter on the keyboard and that'll bring you back to a new command prompt line, and you should be ready to go as long as everything went well. Now, assuming all went well, you can log into your new MySQL installation. To do so, we need to specify which MySQL server we are connecting to, since there are a bunch running on this system. We use the -S option to specify the socket. Run the command bin/mysql-u root-p-S ~mysql/mysql.sock, and it should ask for your password. Enter the password we recorded earlier and you should get in. Note that you are connecting as root. That is the default user account when a new server gets created. Now you need to change your password. Run alter user root at localhost identified by, and then whatever your new password is going to be. To reset your password, and of course in this example, mine is my new password, ! Closing parenthesis. You should change this to your own password of your choosing, but one that you can remember. Absolute path to my home directory. Then I'll type the MySQL directory onto the end. This just saves me some time. So run pwd to get the path, and then copy it and paste it in, add MySQL. Then we'll type in all of our configure options.